Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mark and today we are on day 17 of our thing. So let's see what we have today. Don't be the blank, don't be the blank. Don't be the blank. Oh no. We have another ape today, chimpanzee. So let's gather some reference and let's start today's video. But before we do, kindly like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. So for today, we are doing something a bit different, but slightly the same. The same but different. So I have found this reference of Caesar from Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And we're going to do like a film study today, as well as an expression study. So this should be... Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I forgot to switch my views. Okay, this is the reference we are using. So let's see if we can paint this. I'm sure we can, but let's see if we can paint it well. So I'm putting this on my laptop screen and we shall begin shortly after I blow my nose. So first of all, I think I'll look for my sketching brushes and just go with black. And what else? Sorry, I'm just thinking of how to approach this. First of all, there are several things. I think I need this rectangle thing. You can see the aspect ratio of the film is something like that. So I think I'll fill this layer with black, sort of mimic the screen. Then on a layer on, keep this at the very top so that nothing is seen beyond that layer. And then you can just sketch in Caesar. Probably have to move the border a bit, but we'll see. So we're sketching, kind of squinting my eyes or making my eyes blurry so I can find the proportions of our ape. And then I think later I'm going to, to put the reference on screen so we can color pick, because we only have room in our minds for like one thing at a time, guys. Just one thing at a time. Can't do all the studies at once, so we have to pick and choose what we do. I'm thinking this was a mistake. But let's just do stuff. I'm going to undo everything I just did, so sorry for that. And then I'll sketch in the animal first, and then I'll do the whole aspect ratio thing, if that's okay. So I'm demarcating the place of the eyes and the brow. I hope today I remember to put the reference on screen, so God help us all. And then after the brow, we have this and that, and then the cheek, and then the mouth bit. Some people call it the mouth cylinder, because apparently your mouth is a cylinder. Your teeth are cylindrical. And then on this side indicates something. Fully things are correct. And I'm just using one of the sketching brushes. I will find the time to look for this brush back for you guys, but if I can't find the original post, I'll put it up on my Buy Me a Coffee page, so you can grab it over there for free, because it's not mine to sell anyway, and it was free, so a win-win, I guess. Sometimes when I sketch, my mind sort of plays tricks on me and I feel like I'm not actually drawing the animal I'm seeing, but it takes some time sometimes to actually see your drawing come to, for lack of a better word, come to life. I'm just going to increase my brush, use the tonal values to just give me like something to go on before I do the refined sketch, and then we can do the refined painting. I'm just toning the hairs, the dark bits, and I'm sure here inside the eye we'll need some sort of shadow. Also in the nose bit, and to define this cylindrical form over here. And then now on this other screen of mine, I will zoom in a bit. Same for here. And then going really slow today, we're indicating the features first of all, and then eventually we'll move on to the refined sketch. So if this is my brow ridge, so currently I'm just playing with the brush and the eraser. So my finger is on my E button in this step, adding value, removing value, decreasing the size of the brush. Sometimes drawing with the large strokes helps. You can always erase some of that pigment. For sure here I'm going to erase a lot of this. Doing this, I'm reminded that I never actually watched the final movie. Is it World? I've seen Rise and I've seen Dawn, but I haven't seen the last one. The last one called, I don't know. I don't remember. Should get on that. Actually, this nose should be much closer. Looking at the reference, the eye goes like this. We have a bit of this action going on, and then we have the nose, something like this. The first nostril over here. Mistakes. This is a nose. Something should be like this, and the other nostril should come like this. Don't know if you can hear that, but there's a noisy child just outside. Correction, noisy children. Okay, so in my eraser, I'm going to show the eyelid, this eyelid and this eyelid. Then with my brush, increase the thickness of the eyelid. Same with the underside of the lid. And with the brush, once again, do the eye thing. Remember, we're still in the sketch phase of our thing. Eyes don't look at all like Caesar's, which is fine. It's fine. We'll see what happens in a bit. And then let's move on to some of these features over here. This eye with the brow thing should be steeper. We have our brow over there, and then our hair bits, and then something like that. Looks apish. I'm not very happy with the nose. I confess some angles are difficult for me, so there's that. Some angles are strange, but it's okay. Let me just give this a tone, and then we can do this for the lips. Seeing a cylinder that goes like this. Hopefully I don't overemphasize that. And then some more pigment down here. So with my eraser, I'm going to come over here and erase on top of the lip, and shifting my brush size down, erase the bottom, add some more on the bottom so we have some fullness, or some sort of fullness. I think erase some more, add some pigment on the upper lip, thicken that, maybe a small bit of pigment on top, and then erase once again. And then it's dark here below the lower lip. It is dark. So is that it's a bit dark over here. So this might not be Caesar, but it's an ape. It's an ape still. And this side needs some pigment as well, slightly. I don't know. Does this look apey to you? Sometimes painting is difficult, but it is fun. I'm seeing a relationship between this rhythm and the ear. Again, telling myself it's still a sketch, don't worry, just do stuff, and eventually it will look like something. Have the hairs going like this, a bit of a goatee over here, some lighter hairs on the top, and some darker hairs down here, and even darker hair here. Some light hair here, and darker hair everywhere else. Trying to ignore the shadows, because we might add those later. Yeah, the nose isn't doing it for me, which is okay. The purpose of study is to get better. So doing this film study, we're seeing my weaknesses are some angles. Some angles are just wrong, which I definitely need to work on. See it from this side, I think overall, this is the largest this brush can go. That sucks. Overall, this head should be thin at the bottom and sort of oval at the top. The ear should definitely be bigger. At least that's what I'm finding. I think we'll leave it there for now. And then on our layer on top, of course, now we do the thing really. So I'm grabbing my 2B brush and my reference, again zooming in, trying to be very accurate today. Oops. I'm going to start with the ear and increase this size. Yeah, so this is now our refined sketch, and I'm really looking at inside of the ear. Probably I should do this, should put this at like 60-70% opacity so we can build up on our values slowly. This is the outside of the ear, which we will erase some of this. So now I'll be quiet so that when I remove the silences from the video, we'll have gone quite some distance. But before I shut up, have you guys been, or has your day been? Mine's been great, thanks for asking. I'm filming this at 11 a.m. so I haven't had much of a day yet, but the much I have had, great. And it's always fun sitting down and painting with you. I may have taken the wrong approach, because if we're painting this, we should really focus on the line work and not like the whole tonal variation. I don't know. Let's see what happens, because I do not know. You do not know. Well, probably you do. But at this moment, at the moment of the painting, I don't know. Here we're doing the brow and the forehead. I'll just treat this like a whole solid thing and then come in with my eraser, erase like that, keeping in mind that I still want this to read like a cylinder. Probably decrease my opacity a bit more. Have something like that. And I feel like this starts at the middle. And then here in the middle, really sharp crease. Though technically that's not in the middle yet. Maybe it is. Maybe my nose isn't in the middle. Let's see. If I keep that as my mid and do the other brow, erase that. Yeah, now I see my eye was really starting at this point and wasn't as horizontal as I thought. Again, pigment, a lot of pigment. Then move for the eyelid. This is kind of fun, tedious, but fun. And then more pigment for the corner of the eye, which should line up with this brow. So that's where we went wrong the first time. Yes, I'm including you in our going wrong. Something like this, because I'm seeing, not quite visible, but it's there. We can actually see the corner of the eye. Let's just add in the iris, something like that. That's what we have so far. Today we're all about thinking about spheres. Spheres. Something like this. We should do... No, may not mess with the value, just mess with the opacity. Like these folds coming down here. Erase. Just to get the eyelid, a bit for the eyeball, erase for the lower lid. And let's add this, the iris. Erase some of that because it's too dark. So I might not be very accurate at the end, but again, that's why we are studying. Let's just define some of these folds with pigment and the eraser. So for those who are new, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. And if you're new to KRITA, like I am just discovering this application, what it can do, what it can't do. So far, I enjoy it. I even downloaded the Android version. However, it's a bit strange using the Android one because of I don't know how to access the shortcuts without the keyboard. Yeah, there are some drawing apps that are really nice and you have like really handy shortcuts because they've been optimized for drawing. KRITA though, I feel like it's mostly a desktop program. So you have the desktop version of the app. It's technically the same thing, except on the tablet I can't, first of all, export time lapses because of something called the FFmpeg. It's a bit difficult to install on an Android tablet, but I did read the release notes for KRITA 5.2 and they want to include the FFmpeg in the release. That's for the technical people. So currently you can't export time lapses. Secondly, there are some things you can't actually do because it's technically just the desktop version in an Android format. So some of these shortcuts you really have to go the long way to actually get anything done or to get much done. So that's a bit of a disadvantage, especially because digital art is sometimes very heavily shortcut dependent, especially if you want to have a fast workflow. There's some things you just don't want to have to be thinking about when you're painting, especially on a tablet. But we'll see what happens with the new release. I don't know when the Android version will be out, but I'll let you know in case I see an update, and I'll try it out and see if it's a worthy investment or if I should remain in my infinite painter lane. Mark, why would you do all that when there's Procreate? Well, because I don't have an iPad. If someone out there has an iPad that'd like to send to me with an Apple Pencil, I am ready to receive it. But currently, I have an Android tablet, a Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, the older version, which was a gift and I love it very much. So I am tied to Android applications for now. Let me know which apps you use in case you use Android, or even if you use Apple, it's fine. It's okay. I won't be mad. Let me know which apps you use. It's not a bad nose. I kind of like it. It's not bad. Not bad at all. However, now I am confronted with the fact that most of my muzzle should go because it's not even remotely, even a bit accurate. If I do this, then I'm seeing this part should be very, very low. All my apes look like the early man. I don't know if that's intentional or I don't know. They look like those pictures you see in museums. They're using stone tools. Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo something else, Australopithecus, and I don't remember much of evolution. Theory of evolution.
It's not a theory.
Well, it's called the theory of evolution, so it must be a theory. I must admit, this might cost me followers and subscribers, but okay, it's okay. I don't really believe in evolution because I should at least see it happening. There should be an animal somewhere in the world that is mid-evolution, mid-evolving. That's like, I need to do this. I need to move this nostril down, this up. It should be an animal that's just there in the middle. Like, we were apes, we are apes, then why are there still apes? It doesn't make sense. How come humans evolved and the other apes did not? Makes no sense. There's nothing, according to evolution, there's nothing like really special. So what is it that made humans evolve and apes not evolve? Makes no sense. There should be an animal in the middle. And since we've become so advanced, I feel like there should be at least some apes starting to use stone tools. I'm not talking about just banging nuts with a piece of rock or something. I'm talking like they've made a hoe or a spade, the homestead with what's it called? Like grass houses or something. Just a snippet of evolution. Doesn't have to be much. But anyway, that's just me. I know what you think in the comments. This is my mouth crease, and then we do a shadow below, or yeah, below the lower lip, the upper lip, to give it some volume, a bit more, and a lighter shadow on top, which I'll use to like now erase. So we have something like that, and then here we have something like this, which again I'll come and erase. So far we haven't used our smudge tools or our blending tools, so it will be interesting to see what will happen if we decide to blend. I almost forgot we're supposed to paint this. Let's see what happens if we blend, just for kicks. Like really turn down my opacity so I can do this. It's not bad. I go back to thinking of everything as a cylinder. So either I'm pressing really hard or the opacity means nothing. Okay, so now for this parts, I can increase the opacity and just go ham, because here you're in the dark zones. So far, my timer says 54 minutes. So we might have to stop before long. Actually darkest here, behind the ear, behind the neck, and in front of this shoulder. And then we can do our lower lip. So I think we're done with this. We just include darker value. Not that dark, just slightly darker. All this area. Then with my erase, come and like try to sphericalize it, but under the lip should be much dark. Bit of pigment over here, and come back and define our mouth crease. So add more the bottom of the upper lip. We do the erasing bit again. So I'll erase all of that, and also this crease should be much dark. And I'll come and erase some of that from the lower lip. So here we are, erasing some of that pigment away, and then some of this. And I think made a mistake on the mouth crease. Just remove all that. Smaller brush. The dip should be a bit higher, and then something like this. Let's see how that looks. think that looks much better. You can just do the hairs. Now with both these, I like to do that. I like to merge it, and then you can do our cinematic thing. Let me copy this, and then I can move this down here. And with this layer, I can resize. And I'm seeing some other things. Seeing that Caesar actually goes like this. Let me just fill this entire thing with black. Yes, now this looks like a chimp. Without this, he looks, like I said, like those early man things in the museum. There's the shoulder, the trapezius muscle, I think. Then all of that. Then with my eraser, I'll come and erase this bit where the sun is. I think he has some sparse fur. No, I think I will not erase because of what's underneath. So what I will do instead is color pick from the background, use like a white pencil, just do that on the shoulder. Okay, so same as in Photoshop, the X key will toggle between your foreground and background color. So my foreground color is the background color, and then my background color is black. So I'm just using those, like define this shoulder, which is again still in the wrong place. Undo, 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 undo. Check the proportion, seeing that paint with black first, seeing that from the chin be somewhere here. The shape of the shadow of the light, shape of the light is over here. And then change our brush size. We can come in and try and do the hair thing. You can try and do the same this edge because there's some light that's hitting our guy over here. And we can try maybe on a different layer. Let's do really white thing, small brush, like capture those hints of light in the fur, highlight those areas that are really bright in our reference, like the brow. That's too white. Let's use this color, just a bit brighter. Some light in these folds, not all of them, just something here. We need some darkness over here. For this, I think I will do a bit of blending. So on this light layer, some blending might be useful. And of course, in the eye, don't forget highlights. Probably those are too bright. Let's use a slightly darker value and do something like this. And I like doing wetness thing, a bit of dark value to like define the lids a bit. I think that's a good study. We didn't paint, which is sad, but I like this. Really, I do. I like this. So the only thing that's left to do now is play with the background, a bit of blobs. This layer, I'm going to do filter, blur, Gaussian blur, something like that. So I think that's it for the day. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time, I guess. And so concludes our study for the day. We have drawn a chimpanzee from a movie still, and let me just confirm where I got this. I got this from filmgrab.com, film-grab.com. This is from the movie Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And it's our study of the day. I hope you like it. It might not be the most accurate drawing, especially I'm seeing the eyes a bit off. Yeah, we should have done a bit of mirroring when we were painting this or drawing this, but it's okay. It's a study. We'll do better next time. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have a friend who might enjoy this kind of content, let them know about the channel and make them subscribe by force, because why not? So like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. 2 thumbs up. Bye-bye.